Break time. I've been thinking ever since I posted the picture post, was it last week or something like that, about the Virginia Turkish Perique blend that I had pressed. Um, and I've been wanting to make a video and talk about it, just life hasn't allowed the time in reality. But today, I was really thinking about interconnectedness. It's something that I think about quite often, especially as we continue to move forward in days that are just wild all over the world, right? I'm someone who doesn't believe that we were created and placed into nations and tribes to just be in our nations and tribes. I do not believe we were created with different levels of melanin and so forth and so on to hate one another, to envy one another. That's no way to live. I believe we were created to get to know each other, to come to a point where we can say that we love one another. Unfortunately, there are still many elements within humanity that want to divide and conquer and have us hate each other. And I just can't dig that. Because we're all connected, each and every one of us. Interconnectedness is everywhere. So as I was smoking this, and that's what I have here, the last of those coins that I cut up. Man, I'm very well pleased with how it has turned out. And I'm currently working on some other things. But I was thinking about, where did my fascination, love for Oriental Turkish tobacco come from? And I remember as a young man, as a child, one of my father's military friends, Mr. Raymond. Now, there's three things about him that I will never forget. His nickname, he was a cigar fanatic, and he was the first person after my father that I ever saw smoke meerschaum pipes in real life. Now, the nickname was something that was before my time, but yeah, as a child, coming to know what it was about was, was funny, it was interesting. Mr. Raymond and his wife had married young before he was drafted into the military. And so they had a child young. And when he was drafted, she was pregnant with another. When it was all said and done, they had 12 kids. So, yeah, that's why they called him Bunny Rabbit. His love for cigars, I don't know much about his cigar history. I just know that no matter where you saw him, he always had a cigar in his mouth. Even if it was, whether it was lit or not, he always had a cigar with him. He also smoked pipes, but not as much as he did cigars, at least not that I knew. I have seen him smoking pipes, but the times I saw him smoking cigars far outweigh the times that I ever saw him smoking a pipe. But when I did see him smoking a pipe, it was always either a cob or a meerschaum. Now, with the Turkish, it also goes back to him because what he smoked in his pipe was always Turkish tobacco. And I can remember the pouch. It had Turkish written across the top, and underneath it was a typical depiction of one of an Ottoman with the beard and the gigantic signature Ottoman turban, and he had a pipe in his hand. I don't recall exactly what the pipe looked like. It may have been a meerschaum, like, or something else, but if maybe some of you are familiar with that image or that pouch, you may know what I'm talking about. But one thing, you never forget the smell. Very herbal, and as most people say, incense like, especially those who use incense or know about incense. Now, the fictional uh, remembrance I have about Turkish tobacco comes from my love of the late great Sir Sean Connery in his iconic role as James Bond. In many of the Bond movies that he was in, on occasion when he would meet someone, they would offer him a cigarette. And if you remember this, it was a beautiful little silver pouch or case that always had American and Turkish cigarettes. They looked hand rolled. They may have been manufactured um, cigarettes, but whatever the case, they were always American or Turkish. Do you recall which ones he would always take from? Leave a comment if you do. So, coming across that in film and then having the real life experience of smelling Turkish tobaccos just really stuck with me, even to this day. And I have said this before, and I truly believe that the Virginia Turkish combination is a powerhouse, man. It is a daggone good combination. Now, with that, I must also say that not all Oriental tobaccos go well with all Virginias. In my experience, Izmir and Basma goes extremely well with virtually every variety of Virginia. Now, adding the Perique, we all know Virginias and Perique are just made for each other. Like big and little, they just go. So, yeah. But this has been a very interesting experience experimenting with Virginias and this Turkish Oriental, primarily Izmir and Basma. So, yeah, interconnectedness. All the things that we go through in this life that we can trace back to something else and the effect it has left on us. Hmm, very interesting. Well, thanks for watching, hanging out with me, of course, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.